Hello nerds, welcome to your new favourite pop culture podcast. It's the post-credit show. I'm your host Lush, and today I have got my boy. He's a black belt in saying the wrong thing at the right time. Lucky!
Every week there's something new. Wow. A black belt in saying the wrong thing.
At the right time.
At the right time. Far out.
How's your week been, bro?
Not bad. Not bad at all. Had a pretty good weekend. Back to work obviously Monday, so yeah, rip it in. How are you?
Yeah, mate, not too bad. Been a pretty busy couple of days for me. If you're one of those people who are following us, who are enjoying our content, I've been wrestling with YouTube for the last couple of days, but I'm absolutely fucking stoked to say that after the wrestle, we are now available on YouTube.
How good is that?
So you don't even have to have a mobile phone to listen to us, so boys and girls, you've got no excuses anymore.
No, nothing. Nothing at all.
Mate, what a week it has been. There's some really cool news that has come out. Obviously, last week it was all news of the week and a little bit of fun at the end there. But this week we've got a couple of really cool items that have popped up. I wanted to start with some news about Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, the Man of Steel.
The Man of Steel. Honestly, there is nobody in this world who is more of a walking pop culture icon than Henry Cavill.
Dude, he could nearly turn a man. He probably has turned a few men, actually.
Nearly.
He's fucking hot.
So next week's intro is going to involve something about you being Henry Cavill's new bitch.
There we go. Jesus Christ.
But mate, Henry Cavill is a busy, busy man.
What's he got going on now?
I don't know if you've heard about this. There is a Highlander reboot coming.
Yes.
And Henry Cavill has been cast in the main role as the Highlander.
He loves this shit, doesn't he?
He's such an uber nerd.
Mad.
Absolutely fucking love the guy. But look, while he's been busy with the Highlander remake, there's also two other projects. Well, one rumoured project and another project that we don't know a lot about right now. Now, obviously, you know Guy Ritchie is one of the most prolific directors of the last 15 years.
Amazing.
And husband to Madonna also, for those playing at home. Yeah, didn't know that?
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Madonna's gone out with that 20-year-old.
Well, he was married to her at one point.
Oh, wow. I'm probably off there. I just remember seeing a photo last year and she was with some 20-year-old and she was dressed up like a fucking cat or something. I don't know.
He was definitely married to Madonna.
There we go.
Which I think is a very interesting pairing. Now, there is an untitled Guy Ritchie movie that is in development right now.
Yep.
And Henry Cavill has been attached to that.
Can't say he's been in any of Guy Ritchie's previous films from the top of my head.
No, he hasn't been in anything.
Jason Statham's in all of them, so I'm sure there'll be a cameo there from him.
Most likely.
Yeah.
But like, imagine a Guy Ritchie movie with Jason Statham and Henry Cavill in it.
That's hot.
That's money.
That's big dollars.
That's making bank. However, that is not the news that I wanted to focus on. The big news, now it is only a rumor, and Henry Cavill has been back playing coy about it. He may very well be about to announce that he has been cast in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the role of Captain Britain.
Oh my God.
Now, Captain Britain is a very, very well-known foil to Captain America. Yep. Essentially, Captain America's British counterpart.
So he's gonna finally fuck off from the DC universe.
Well, I mean, he's not in the DC universe anymore. It has been confirmed that he will not be returning to the DC universe, which fucking sucks.
That is the stupidest decision I've ever heard.
I actually think that he was the best Superman we've ever had.
By a country mile, in my opinion, absolutely.
And to be honest with you, I think the biggest problem with Superman franchises that we've seen over the last 25 years is that everyone seems to think that they need to fix the character.
Yeah, you're right.
Superman doesn't need to be fixed.
I was waiting for the leave Superman alone.
Yeah, leave Superman alone, you plebs.
Oh, they've done enough with him. Just, I want to see other ones. There's got to be more than just Batman and Superman from DC. Surely they can come up with, they can bring something new out, because it's the same shit since bloody 1989.
Well, look, it has been, but I'm still very much a fan of the idea of a DC universe centered around Superman and Batman, Wonder Woman, because they are the big three from DC. When you think about the big three from Marvel, you're talking about people like your Captain America, your Thor, your Incredible Hulk, your Iron Man. That's your big four.
I get it, but there's room. There's plenty of room for DC to improve. Like, I think we touched on it briefly last week. Arrow, for example. He hasn't been in any films from the top of my head.
No, he hasn't been.
That is a massive character. Stephen Amell made that TV show into something absolutely astonishing, right? Bring him into one of the new movies.
I don't disagree with you.
Why haven't they done that? Like, they just keep going back to the same shit. It's time they come up with something new.
And this is the problem, right? Because the same questions were being asked about Ezra Miller playing the Flash versus Grant Gustin.
Now, he is a fucking whack job, Ezra Miller, right? I've read some weird shit about that dude. He can fuck off. Get the guy from the TV show in. He nailed that role. There's no need to go back to Ezra Miller. Remove him from everything.
I'm a big fan of Grant Gustin. I think Grant Gustin would have been the perfect person to play the Flash. I think that boat has sailed. I don't think we're going to be going there again. I don't think we'll be going anywhere near the Ezra Miller Flash thing again. I believe from what I've read that he is essentially done as well. Basically, from what it sounds like, the only person who has survived the James Gunn cull in the DC universe is Aquaman, Jason Momoa.
Oh, he does it well, but we've spoken about this once again. I mean, the second one, you haven't even seen it.
Still.
And you are a film nuffy. Like, you love this shit. Just as much as I do. Probably more than I do, actually. The fact that you didn't race to see Aquaman 2, it obviously says something about that character. The first one was fantastic, not going to lie. But the second one, for me, I wouldn't rewatch it. And maybe they do need to go in a new direction. I'm not sure.
The reason why I didn't go see it wasn't because I didn't like the character. I actually do think that there is a lot of value in Aquaman in the DC universe. The reason why I didn't go see it is because it bared no relevance to the universe moving forward.
Yeah, I've probably worded that wrong, but you're right.
It was an irrelevant movie that didn't tie into anything. The fact that it had a weird post-credit scene... hold on, it didn't have a... I don't even know if it had a post-credit scene. Fuck.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
All right. This is just off the top of your head. You could make, say, 2 DC movies, right, with characters that haven't really been introduced on the big screen. So obviously you've got the Flash, who was in Men of what was it? The Justice League. Sorry. Arrow's obviously been in Arrow. But if you could bring out 2 characters from the previous, from the past, who would you base those movies on from a DC universe point of view? Who would you go to?
Green Lantern and Batwoman.
So you'd redo Green Lantern. That was an abomination.
I love the meta joke in Deadpool 2 about Green Lantern.
That was in the first one, wasn't it?
No, it was in the second one when Deadpool had Cable's time traveling device and he went back in time and shot Ryan Reynolds in the head while he was reading the Green Lantern script. That was fantastic. But yeah, honestly, I might even throw Supergirl in there. Now, we had a Supergirl movie that was supposed to be made.
Yep.
And apparently it was just completely abandoned by Warner.
What a shame.
Yep.
I think there was a Catwoman movie as well that Brendan Fraser was attached to.
Possibly. The Catwoman movie that Halle Berry made should never have been made.
Bro, that was fucked.
Like...
that was bad.
Please don't do that again, ever. Martian Manhunter would be really cool as well. Yeah. I really like the fact that they did a Blue Beetle movie. I'm really enjoyed the Blue Beetle movie. Like, I loved it. I loved it so much.
I remember you brought that one up.
And I do think that, and I know we discussed this in episode 1 this year, I do believe that the person who played Blue Beetle is going to be continuing to play that character. That movie will exist as a standalone movie, but that character will continue to exist in James Gunn's world. So, look, we'll see what happens there. I'm not going to be putting the house or a carton of beer on DC ever. I don't know that Marvel is anywhere near losing that crown just yet.
Yep.
But I am very excited to see
Where that goes? Yeah, I agree.
Something else that I thought you'd be interested in. I don't know if you know that this is being made. Gladiator 2?
Yeah. All over that one.
Okay.
I'm a big fan from the first film, so I have kept tabs on that.
Some footage has been shown to the executives
Yes.
of the studio that is making Gladiator 2, and the overwhelming response has been jaws to the ground, blown away.
Wow.
So
they haven't done a...
They haven't done a trailer. They haven't released anything. In fact, I haven't even seen set photos. Like, nothing seems to have leaked just yet. But from what I'm reading, the executives behind this movie are blown away by what they've seen so far.
Oh, right. So that came out in 2001, I think.
It was a while ago, yeah.
Rusty was in his absolute peak.
Oh, wasn't he just?
I fucking love Rusty, man.
He's definitely he's definitely a bit of a pop culture icon for some of the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Remember that movie, that episode of South Park they made about him when he went around punching people? That was basically that was the episode, and he'd jump back in his boat and he'd just jump in a boat and sail away.
Was it Rusty who threw the phone at the?
Yes. Yeah. He also punched out a bloke at the pub in I think it was Coffs Harbour one night back in the early 2000s. He's done a lot more than that, but. We'll have to do a bit of investigating to get to the bottom of half the things he's done, I think.
We love you, Rusty. It's just a shame you support Souths.
Oh, no. No. Shit.
But the other piece of news that I thought was really interesting as we're coming up on Pokemon Day towards the end of the month, which is it's the annual celebration of Pokemon. It's a day, I think it's like the 27th or something like that of February. It's the annual celebration of when Pokemon was released in Japan.
Okay, it's so funny you mentioned that because I was on Facebook last night and I saw an event that I was actually going to tag you in that's happening on the 28th. So I think it's this Saturday, or no, sorry, this...
I actually think you did tag me in it, yeah.
It was a Pokemon rave in Melbourne at fucking some nightclub here, and it was all based on Pokemon. So everyone has to dress up. I think it's free entry if you dress up to get in. All the drinks are named after Pokemon. They're going to play the the To Be a Master, which was the first Pokemon album.
Yeah,
apparently the DJ's like remixed the shit out of it. He's going to be playing that. And I wondered, what the fuck was that? What's the reasoning behind that?
Pokemon Day.
There you go. I didn't know they had a Pokemon Day. I know they got Star Wars Day. It was May the 4th, but I didn't know they had a Pokemon Day.
Yeah.
We might have to go to that rave, actually. It might be worth going to.
Well, the piece of news that I wanted to share was very interesting. Time Magazine.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
Time Magazine has been an institutional publication for decades and decades and decades. And this month, Pokemon are on the front cover of Time Magazine, celebrating 25 years since Pokemon entered the Western pop culture world.
Fucking hell. Well done.
It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Right. It was... Did you think it would ever get that big? So, obviously, we were younger. We didn't have the capacity to really think outside of what's in our own worlds, being kids at that age. But, man, I knew you knew it was going to go somewhere. But to the fact that the point that it's still... the fact that it's still going strong after 25 years, and when I say the word strong, I mean it's getting bigger.
It's probably
every single year.
It's probably more popular now than ever before.
Yeah, well, back in the day, you just had the Game Boy and you had the TV series. Now there's all these apps. There's games being created about the series. There's
spin-off cartoon animations, movies, all sorts of fucking...
I don't honestly reckon there'd be a person on this planet that wouldn't know the word Pokemon.
Absolutely. There's even a claymation TV series on Netflix called Pokemon Concierge at the moment. It's actually really cute, not gonna lie. But no, like when Pokemon first hit the Western world, I was coming out of high school or soon to be coming out of high school, and to be honest with you, at that point, I just thought it was like a kid's thing, and I stayed away from it for a long time.
Yes.
It probably wasn't, and Dean and I did cover this in season 1. It probably wasn't until Pokemon Go came out. And that got me, and Pokemon Go is like 8 years ago. That's what really got me into Pokemon. Yeah, man, I'm a late adopter.
No, 8 years ago. You're talking about that app where you would walk the streets, and was that 8 years ago?
Yeah.
Where the fuck have I been?
I don't know.
Gee, I only downloaded that thing in like 2020.
Yeah, no, man, it's been about 8 years. Yeah, 8 years this year.
Right.
Yeah, crazy.
How do you get Pikachu on a bus?
How?
Pokemon.
Oh my god. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Dude, that was lame.
Yeah.
That's your dad joke for the day, Don.
For the year, mate. For the year. Don't worry, I'm out. I'm done.
Good. Right.
Oh, that's really cool news, man. I love Pokemon.
Yeah, look, I love it
awesome.
too. I've got literally looking around our studio here. I've got like fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 piles of Pokemon cards that are
a few
unsorted.
Potions on the ground as well, mate. Super potion. There's a hyper potion in that bottle over there.
Yeah, that's not Pokemon potion, baby.
That's the love potion, daddy.
But hey, look, that's news of the week. Really good stuff there. Pretty keen. Oh, actually, there was one more thing that I wanted to drop in there.
Yeah, what do you got?
A new world record for Miss Taylor Swift, who's just left Australia, played in front of the largest outdoor arena crowd ever.
Gee,
at the
was
MCG.
It 110?
No. It was about 96,000 per show, 3 shows in a row.
Yeah, wow.
Now, it's really funny because I'm seeing a lot of stuff online at the moment from people who are seeing like pictures of the MCG with Taylor Swift playing it. I've seen some incredible videos, and what a production. Like, whether or not you love Taylor Swift or hate her, you've got to admire the amount of effort that she puts into what she does, right?
I'm on board.
Yeah.
I've seen clips from it, and you know I'm not a fan, but I appreciate what she did. How fit would she have to be, right?
Insane.
We're talking a 3-hour show, right? How many, like, you know theatre. How many costume changes will there be? 20?
Oh, mate.
20? But
in the first hour.
She dances the whole show. She's singing for the whole show. She's fucking moving. She's running. She's getting lifted in the air. Like, shit, oh, man. I actually had lunch today with a client, and he went. I'm talking this macho motherfucker, yeah? Big bloke, couple of tats, you know. He said to me,
best show he's ever seen, right?
The best show he has ever fucking seen. And this bloke, dead set, looks like that he'd be front stage at a fucking Guns N' Roses concert. Like, mate, he does not look like you'd find him at Taylor Swift. But yeah, best concert ever.
It was impressive. It was really impressive.
Well done to her. On
Sunday night, the last show in her 3-show series here in Melbourne, there was 96,000 people in the stadium, and there was approximately 10,000 people sitting outside the MCG listening because they couldn't get tickets.
Fuck. Get him in.
Honestly, like it makes you wonder, could she have sold a 4th show? I reckon she could have.
Oh, dude, honestly, bro, she could probably fucking do a month.
Yeah.
She would sell out for 4 weeks straight.
Now, it was really funny, though, like seeing a lot of these videos and photos go viral, and it's not necessarily the videos or photos that are going viral, it's the comments from fans in America that went viral, and the predominant comment was, that's a really cool aerial shot of the stadium. Where the fuck are all the cars?
What?
You think about every stadium in America, they are surrounded by blocks and blocks and blocks of nothing but car parks. The MCG in Melbourne, not a car park in sight. And everyone's scratching their head going, where did 287,000 people park over those 3 days?
That's what these idiots over in America are thinking. It's called public transport, you fucking Zod.
You Zod. So congratulations, Miss Taylor Swift. You deserve everything that you're getting. Like, I'm blown away by that effort, and I think that anyone who can put that kind of effort in for their fans deserves the respect that she should get.
It's a love story, baby. We're saying yes. Well done. That's right. That's her, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know.
No, I agree, mate. Wholeheartedly agree there.
But mate, I'm very excited.
Oh, what are we doing today?
That's why I'm very excited.
You're always excited.
I'm not always excited.
No, that's fair. You weren't excited last Tuesday when we had a blackout.
Oh God, I was definitely excited to hit the bottles of red though after the blackout.
Yeah, you're coming over to my joint. Can I stay over? Yeah, mate, you're welcome.
And then
call me fucking red wine though. You.
Not that you drink red wine.
Hey, it's still mine.
We are going to start our 5-part series on the 1990s. I'm so fucking excited about this one because this week we are going to talk about 90s animation.
Mate, I mean, mate, I'm more excited than Prince Andrew at a fucking Wiggles concert, mate. Let's fucking go, boy.
Prince Andrew at a Wiggles concert.
You like that one?
Oh, guys, he hasn't even had a drink today.
No. Black belt, mate. Black belt.
Black belt and saying the wrong thing at the right time.
Hey, don't give a fuck about him, mate.
Mate, here we are. We're in the 1990s. You and I are in our early teens.
Yeah.
Where we're sitting down. We've come home from school Monday to Friday. We've come home from school. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. What's the first thing you're doing?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure... I'm going back here, right? From memory, though, the first show that I want to bring up...
And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. If you could learn to work and play.
If I said, hey, what a wonderful time to play. Arthur.
Yes.
Arthur was the very... So I would finish school at 2:55. My mum or stepfather would pick me up at 3, and I'd race home. I think Arthur was on at 3:15 p.m. Monday to Friday, and that was the first one. That show for me, it's still on. I'm pretty sure.
Is it really?
I'm pretty certain it's still on, or it finished in the last year or two. But yeah, Arthur was a massive one for me. But the one that I really want to bring up, I hope you can remember this. Cartoon Network, Monday to Friday, Toonami. Does that ring a bell?
It does ring a bell.
So that would be 2 episodes of Pokemon, 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Z, and then they would finish it with an episode of SWAT Cats or Biker Mice from Mars or something like that.
Yeah, wow.
Man, what a fucking time to be alive. But we've obviously already spoke about Pokemon, but Dragon Ball Z.
Now, here's the thing. I'm going to posit it to you that there were 2 schools of kids back in those days. There was the kids who watched Cartoon Network, and then there was the kids who watched Nickelodeon.
Oh, you want to challenge, boyo.
The reason why I say that is because while you're watching Toonami,
what do you watch?
I'm watching Hey Arnold, Cat Dog, Are Real Monsters, and Rugrats.
Dylan Pickles.
Dill and Phil Pickles and Chucky and...
Do you want to hear something funny? I've got a mate on the Gold Coast. His name is Dylan Pickles.
Dylan Pickles, oh
Dylan
my God.
Pickles.
His parents were very clearly born in the 80s and watched Rugrats.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So, no, the battle of Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, it was real, man. It was real.
Well,
But
Cartoon Network owned a lot of the Hanna-Barbera properties as
they
well.
owned all of them.
Like all of your everything from the Flintstones, obviously, which was like the 80s through to the 90s, and then the Jetsons and all that kind of stuff. And then it turned into like Dexter's Laboratory and like all of like Powerpuff Girls, all that sort of stuff. But like you were either very clearly a Nickelodeon fan or very clearly a Cartoon Network fan. And it's not that there wasn't crossover. But there is a school of thinking right now in people in our age group that either really clearly remember the Nickelodeon cartoons or really clearly remember the Cartoon Network cartoons.
Look at what's happened with us. We've sat down opposite each other. We haven't spoke about this, guys. So for everyone's listening, we don't. Nothing here scripted. It's we do a little bit of conversation prior, which goes for about 2 or 3 minutes. But we're sitting here right now, and I'm Cartoon Network and he's Nickelodeon. We didn't even plan this.
Absolutely.
But I love Nickelodeon as well. I loved Rocket Power. About the skateboarders that lived in Santa Monica and they used to skate down and get up to Mischief and all that. Does that one ring a bell?
No, I missed that one.
Oh man, that's my favourite Nickelodeon. That was unreal.
Now, I'm going to tell you about Rugrats, right?
Yeah.
Rugrats is probably my childhood in a nutshell for one very particular reason.
Yeah.
The Simpsons.
What?
The Simpsons is the reason why I loved Rugrats so much. Now, here's the thing. Having grown up in a very Christian family,
Okay.
I was not allowed to watch The Simpsons.
Ha.
I was not allowed to watch The Simpsons. but I was allowed to watch Nickelodeon. We had pay TV at the time. Nickelodeon was one of the channels on pay TV. That was back when there was literally like 23 channels of pay TV, and Nickelodeon was one of them.
Yeah.
And to start with, Rugrats was being shown on the ABC here in Australia. And it was advertised when it first started as an animated series made by the creators of The Simpsons. It was created by a production company called Klasky Csupo.
Okay.
And they were involved with the initial first few seasons of The Simpsons. And then they broke away from The Simpsons. Matt Groening took more control. The Simpsons ended up over at Fox. And Klasky Csupo went over and did a whole bunch of other animations. And the first of which, the biggest one, was Rugrats.
It was a good show.
So for me, it was an opportunity to watch a Simpsons-style show without my parents making the connection to The Simpsons. So, Tommy Pickles and Angelica, and then Phil and Lil Pickles and Chucky, they were my Simpsons characters. They were my Marge, Homer, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie.
Eat my shorts.
Yeah.
I didn't get to grow up on The Simpsons. Now, that being said, The Simpsons is one of the most iconic franchises ever made in the history of anything. Like, there is no TV show that has ever been or will ever be bigger than what The Simpsons currently is. In their 38th, I think, season, 37th or 38th season now. They are almost as old as me.
Shit, that's old.
Fuck you. So, like, it's crazy to me that we've still got things now that are relevant that started in the 80s and 90s that like the Simpsons has spawned so much. Like, out of the Simpsons, you've got things like your Family Guys and your American Dads and your Bob's Burgers and your Cleveland God.
My name is Cleveland Brown.
Never again.
Mama, may I please have cookie?
No. So, there was so much about the 90s that has impacted on modern day pop culture today. Like, we talk about, last season I used the phrase quite a lot about being in the golden age of popular culture right now.
Yes.
I actually think, so before the golden age, you've got the bronze age, and you've got, I actually think that the reason why we are in such a privileged position right now with popular culture is because of what we got in the 90s.
Oh, fuck. Absolutely.
The children of the 90s are the adults of today who got spoilt for choice in their childhood and now demand better.
I'm with you.
So,
with you.
I loved Rugrats. I loved Our Real Monsters, which was another one that spawned out of the Rugrats kind of cycle there with monsters with the two massive eyes and the candy cane and the all sorts of it was sick. It was grotesque, like Ren and Stimpy. It was sick. It was grotesque. There were the adult themes in these shows. Rocko's Modern Life. Have you ever watched Rocko's Modern Life?
I haven't in a long time, but
Don't.
I know the show.
Don't go back and watch it.
Bad.
As a kid, fucking amazing. As an adult, sickening.
Yeah.
There were so many dirty, sexual, gross jokes in that TV series. Rocko's best friend was a male cow who would frequently milk himself. Think about that for a second.
Holy shit.
As children, this is what we were fed.
Fuck me. Oh my lord. Well, I'm speechless. The only comparison I can think of such a show now that wouldn't not be allowed on TV was, I'm going back to Cartoon Network here, would be Johnny Bravo.
So I was wondering, you wouldn't happen to be hiding any gorillas underneath them clothes, would you? She wants me.
Oh, I love Johnny Bravo.
Do you want to fucking watch that again?
Yeah?
Mate, that is some sexy shit.
Is it really?
And I love it. You know who created Johnny Bravo?
No, who?
Seth MacFarlane.
Did he really?
There you go.
There you go.
There's a fun fact.
One of the original Seth
he
MacFarlane.
he was the main writer on it.
Look, that makes so much sense. I mean, like, Conan O'Brien was one of the main writers on The Simpsons first season.
I only found that out probably, I reckon, a year ago.
Yeah,
I did not
it's
know
crazy.
that. Yeah, man.
Crazy. What, so like, obviously Cartoon Network was a big part for you. I mean, Looney Tunes was a big part of the 1990s. Like, everything, Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd and the
Space
Tiny
Jam.
Toons.
Remember Space
Jam.
Jam? Michael Jordan actually plays himself with Bugs Bunny.
And that was so groundbreaking too, because it was like, I think it was one of the first movies since Who Framed Roger Rabbit to merge live action with animation like that and do it so beautifully, seamlessly.
He did fucking well.
Yeah, man.
Like,
for a guy who's not an actor.
I agree. That's where I was getting to. Like, so he'd just be playing off a green screen. There'd be just like a little fucking stick next to him, and like his reactions. Well, he did very well in that. Really proud of him for that one. But so yeah, you're right. Looney Tunes was massive. There were like, there's so much, man. Like, I've literally got this. I've got this book here just filled with so much stuff to bring up. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at my book now, and there's so much stuff, man. Like, Jesus Christ, the list that I've written down it's you can't even like highlight. They're all fucking classics.
Okay, I got a question for you. Then.
Yeah, go.
I got a question. There's so much from the 1990s that we haven't seen since then.
Yes.
So you think about that massive list that you've got and the list of stuff that we've already spoken to. What do you want to see remade from the 90s?
Man, funny you asked that, because I know there's one that's coming. You actually made me aware of it. Biker Mice from Mars.
Boom.
How fucking good's that gonna be? If there was one one cartoon series from the 90s, I don't want it to be remade. I just want them to fix this piece of shit that they tried to do in the late 2000s. And that's Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, right.
They made a live action Dragon Ball Z movie called Dragon Ball Evolution. I think it was in 2008 or 9 with Justin Chadwick as fucking Goku, right? We're talking this white fucking American playing Goku.
Yeah, Hollywood really liked doing that in the early 2000s.
That movie should have been on that list that we spoke about at 0%. It is the worst thing. And as a Dragon Ball Z lunatic, which you know I am, half my body is covered in Dragon Ball Z tattoos for our listeners out there. I am a Dragon Ball Z fucking slut. I would love them to really get this right, get a fucking $250 million budget, and redo that movie. Well, not that movie, but bring out something that can be amazing, because there's so much potential there, and the fan base for Dragon Ball Z, it will just go on forever, mate. There is hundreds and hundreds of millions of people out there that want to see this movie, but no one's attempted it, and I don't know why.
Yeah, look, it is a beloved property. I will hand in the air right now. Never watched an episode of it. Know nothing about it.
I'm out.
That's okay. You've never watched The Office.
Oh, come on. Completely different.
But my answer to this one.
I was about to say, give me yours.
I want Don Cheadle to be my Captain Planet in a live-action fucking Captain Planet movie. Hurry up and make it!
Wind Watcher!
Heart, go planet!
By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet!
Captain Planet!
Goldberg needs to be in there as well somewhere.
Oh, as Gaia.
Oh, man.
Oh.
What a show.
Oh, it was such a good show. It was.
What a show.
It's so interesting that in the 90s, like, you think about this, right? It's arguable right now. It is arguable right now that the generation that grew up in the 90s is the most progressive generation when it comes to things like climate change.
Yep.
Are you surprised when the biggest cartoon, one of the biggest cartoons we were watching, was all about a superhero fighting
To save the planet.
to save the planet from climate disaster, from pollution?
That's why I'm more surprised now that no one's remade it.
Exactly.
Where is it? It's just
Get
hiding.
on it.
Fucking do it.
Make the fucking thing. I don't know who you are out there who needs to listen to this, but one day you'll hear it, and I hope you'll have made it by now.
There's got to be some nerd out there that's got $200 million, surely, and can just go fucking bang. Henry Cavill, get onto it.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
Oh, he fucking would too.
I reckon. Like, there was a fan-made, I don't know if it was a trailer or a fan-made mini-movie that was made a few years back that actually had Don Cheadle as a fan-cast Captain America.
True.
And it looked cheap, it looked 1990s, it looked so retro, and I was here for it. I don't want to see that, though. I don't want to see a 1990s retro fucking made sloppily because we're trying to re-emulate the 90s. I want, like you said, $250, $300 million spent on a big budget. Make me a motherfucking Captain America movie right now. Captain Planet movie. Fucking Captain America. I want to see this Captain Planet movie. Make it for me, and make it for me right goddamn now.
Oh man, I'd pitch a tent now. Hello.
I can see.
Hey, you know what? This is one I can't believe we haven't brought up already.
Tell me.
South Park.
Oh my God! You killed Kenny! You bastard!
Was it 1990s?
Yeah, man.
It was. 98, 99.
97.
Really?
Then they brought out the movie Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, which I believe was 1999.
See, now, if I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons,
I
was nowhere near South Park.
Nah, so when I was at that age, I was still like 8 or 9 years old, sorry. And my father was dating this woman and she had a son. And he was older than me. He was like 11 or 12. And I'd sneak into his room and watch it. That's the only reason I fucking knew what it was. Do you want to know a fun fact about the South Park movie?
What's that?
A celebrity that made a 5-6 second guest appearance in that film played Batman in one of the Batman movies. Can you guess who it is? He's a massive fan of South Park.
Christian Bale?
No.
Who?
George Clooney.
Really?
He played a scene where he played a nurse, a doctor, and he took Kenny's heart out.
Oh.
Who's baking a potato? My bad, sir. I missed lunch. That was George fucking Clooney.
Well, that's in reference to his role in ER. Yeah.
So he took out Kenny's heart and replaced it with a baked potato. That was George Clooney.
Wow.
Cool
I tell you what, Trey Parker and Matt Stone hit the absolute mother load with that series.
I'm just going to go back on something you said earlier, because now you've got me thinking here. You said The Simpsons would never be matched. South Park would have to be up there.
I don't think South Park has or has ever had the groundswell that it has behind it that The Simpsons has.
I don't know, man. It's fucking up there.
It's debatable. I mean, are you hashtag Team Simpsons or hashtag Team South Park?
Let us know at home, guys. What do you prefer? You a Simpsons or South Park? We'd actually. I want to know this. I want to get a vote going because I'm on South Park. Now, the more I think about it, the impact that South Park has had, the shit they get away with as well. Like, fuck me dead. Donald Trump.
You could get away with a lot when Comedy Central is your distribution network.
They don't give a flying fuck.
And nor should they. It's fucking comedy, man.
Please never change. Hey, do you know they took acid once and went to the Oscars? And they wore dresses? Anyone that's listening, jump on YouTube and go Trey Parker, Matt Stone at the Oscars on acid. It is a fucking riot, man.
Now, there is one property, there is one cartoon that I watched as a kid that I don't hear many people talk about, and sometimes I'll bring it up in conversation just to see how people react.
Is this a Nick or a Cartoon Network, or is it outside of that category, outside of the box?
You know what? I'm not sure. I think it's outside of it. It's an animated series called Widget the World Watcher. And it's about an alien that comes to Earth and shapeshifts on Earth into different animals.
I reckon I dated this character.
Oh my god!
Once upon a time.
It was something. I'm going to be really honest and say that I don't remember a great deal about it, but I remember as a kid, I was obsessed with this show.
There's a few shows in my head that I've got visuals of, but and this is going on for years and years. I can never think of what they were called, and I've tried finding them, but to this day, I still can't figure out what they are. If there's a scientist out there that can tap into my head and project what I'm thinking, please reach out.
So apparently it was Zodiac Entertainment. So I'm not too sure what Zodiac Entertainment did outside of Widget the World Watcher.
I've never heard of them.
But, you know, I really enjoyed it. But here's the thing. It was another cartoon that focused on an environmental conscience.
There you go.
Widget was a little fucking purple alien that came down to planet Earth. And his whole thing was, you know, look after the planet. Now, there was only 65 episodes. It only went for 2 seasons. But 65 episodes, you know, when you're watching 1 episode a week, that's 3 years worth of episodes right there, just about.
Absolutely.
I loved it. I absolutely freaking loved it.
We should try and find it. I wouldn't mind. I want to go back and rewatch a lot. Now that we're talking about some of these shows, I just want to get the old fucking DVDs out and see if they've still got them. Actually, no, they'd be VHS, not DVDs.
Now, tell me, of all of the cartoons that we've spoken about today, what do you think is the most iconic representation of 1990s animation? What one? And I know it's hard because, like, you know, bearing in mind the one that we haven't spoken about, I'm surprised neither of us have touched on it yet. Hotly regarded as the best animated series ever made.
Oh, I think I know where this one's going.
Batman, the animated series.
Mark Hamill as the Joker.
We haven't even spoken about it, but it is very much like you Google the best animated series in 1990s, and it is every list that you find all across the internet. It is number 1 consistently. But look, I want to know from you what you think is the most iconic representation of the 1990s.
Fuck, man.
Which one animation? You've got to pick one.
I want to say Dragon Ball Z, but that's only because of my heart. But I'm going to have to go with The Simpsons, which kind of contradicts what I was saying earlier about, you know, is that the biggest thing in the... I'm talking about now. I think South Park's outgrown The Simpsons now. But for me, in the 90s, mate, The Simpsons was fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about when I was a kid and I'd sit on my couch and watch one show that I would always remember watching every episode of. I'm going to have to go with The Simpsons. I'm going to return serve. What are you thinking?
Here's one that I don't think too many people will remember.
Okay.
And it is only because this is not my answer, but it is in the mix.
Yes.
Super Ted.
This is a story about an ordinary teddy bear. When he was made, they found something wrong with him and threw him away like a piece of rubbish into an old dark storeroom. Then,
what's that?
From outer space,
Oh my god, you've never heard of Super Ted.
What the fuck is Super Ted?
If you know what Super Ted is, you will know why I have said Super Ted. But if I was to bring it down to a top 1, it's gonna be a coin flip between Captain Planet and the Rugrats.
You love Rugrats.
That's my coin toss. And to be honest with you, I don't know anyone who grew up in the 90s who doesn't remember Rugrats.
Oh, I don't think there is unless you didn't have a TV.
Yeah.
Sure, there wouldn't be many out there, my friend.
I love Rugrats, man. I love it. And you know what? Rugrats is my answer.
Rugrats.
Which brings me to some exciting news that I'm not going to tell you about yet. But stay tuned because we have another interview coming very soon.
Do we now?
Ooh, indeed we do.
Oh.
Hey, Lockie.
Yes, sir.
Want to play a game?
Fuck yeah, you know I want to play a game.
Let's do it.
You want to play a game?
Here's our game.
Right.
This week's game.
Yeah.
Offend me without swearing.
Oh.
For example.
Fuck.
For example.
I can't say that.
Here you go. Here you go. You're a conversation starter. Not when you're around, but certainly once you leave.
Oh. Shit. Yeah. I'm thinking. You put me on the spot. I thought we were doing something else.
I bet your parents change the subject when their friends ask about you.
Fucking hell.
Come on, you can come up with something.
Oh, man, I'm lost here. I've got nothing.
You unwashed fart stain on the underwear of humanity.
Your mother should have swallowed you. Is that one?
You're so brainless, your head looks like an empty beanbag. Here's one more for you. You're a flea on the castrated ballsack of a female canine.
That's hot.
If you were the light at the end of the tunnel, I'd turn back around.
Oh, come on. Oh, my Lord.
One more for you.
Yeah,
You ready?
Finish it off strong, mate.
I'd give you a nasty look, but then I saw your face. Wow! I find the fact that you've lived this long both surprising and disappointing.
Oh, shit! Your toe looks like a baseball bat.
That one was for you, Marianne.
Yeah, Maz, that was for you, babe.
And I got one last one for you. You ready for it?
Yep.
You are impossible to underestimate.
Oh, come on. Oh, the brain didn't click over there. Oh, that's just mean.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the post-credit show. I've been Lush. That's been Lockie. Thank you so much for joining us this week. Now, don't forget, jump on YouTube and watch our interview with Jay Tavares. You can listen to the podcast on YouTube as well. We're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, every podcasting platform you can listen to. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your mum, and while you're there, make sure you say hi to her for me. Deuces!
Bye-bye.
Hey, Lockie.
Yes.
Who's your favourite vampire?
Oh, I'm going to go with the guy from Sesame Street.
I don't think he counts.
Ha ha ha! Fuck off!